how much do you like? Hi, welcome back,
Oh, hello. I'm
Marcio.
back. Sorry.
It's okay. We're talking about violent. Just started the conversation about violent sports, and the question is which sports are the most violent for the players, and how about for fans? And our picture here is boxing.
Okay.
Um, do people in Mexico and Brazil like boxing? Is it a popular sport?
I think today. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
please.
no, go on, Marcy, go.
I think today UFC or MMA is more popular than boxing. When I was young, the people watch Mike Tyson and another box players. But today UFC I think is more popular.
I see. Interesting. Um, how about in Mexico?
I think because of Canelo Alvarez, box right here is very popular because Canelo for us is like our big champion of the sport.
Uh-huh.
Also, like Marcio said, I think in Latin America is very popular UFC because, well, sometimes when I watching like for Fox Sports or ESPN, it's very common to see like two
Yes.
Latin people, like one Mexican or Brazilian or from Panama or something like that, are campaigning in the UFC.
Oh.
I have
Uh-huh.
some experience in the sports with karate. Uh, I practiced during my career karate, um,
Uh-huh.
but I know that karate is not so much violence as UFC because as karate is it's a it's a discipline
Yes.
to know or how to
Yeah.
defend yourself to attack. So it's well, it's my approach to sports that have to do some punch
Yeah.
or kick.
That's right. But boxing is more kind of attack all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
With karate, you learn both sides, the attack and the defense. And I used to do
Yeah,
karate when I was in junior high school until university. I did Aikido, um, and I reached brown belt second dan, brown
Oh.
belt with two stripes. Yeah, so I was pretty good at it, and I really regret quitting now. At that time, I had lots of priorities. I was at university, I had to study. I wanted to go out with my friends all the time, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I really regret it. I wish that I hadn't. It's good exercise, it's good discipline training. Yeah.
yeah.
I just had one class of capoeira. It's
Uh-huh.
a fighting style from Brazil, but
Hmm.
I came back from home with a backache, and I never get back to to the class.
Enough is enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Um,
One is
yeah.
enough.
Mhm. I lived in Thailand, as you know, Marcio, for
Yes.
2.5, almost 3 years, and kickboxing is really big in Thailand. It's quite aggressive. Thai people are small and they're fast also.
Yes.
It was quite interesting to watch competitions between like a European kickboxer and a Thai kickboxer. And I would say generally the Thai would win, and it's quite deceiving because you think, oh, he's really big and strong, and then you'd see like this little Thai person, you think, no, there's no way. But they would win because it's about skill and technique, I guess, yes, and
I
not about muscles and weight, yeah. Hmm.
I grew up
Um,
watching the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and
yes.
a lot of them talk about kickboxing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's really every Saturday night they have a kickboxing competition, and they have like a flatbed van and with a loudspeaker and like the pictures of the boxing, and they'll go through the city advertising that the boxing match would be that the kickboxing would be that night, and yeah, it was quite intense to watch one of the matches.
Mhm.
How about wrestling?
Uh,
Wrestling is pretty
Wrestling.
violent too, right?
yeah,
You get
was
squashed
Yeah.
and
in Brazil, wrestling was popular in 70s, in the beginning of the 80s. Today we don't have more this kind of show on TV,
yeah,
but
it's
it's
not
funny.
common.
It's funny.
hmm I always
In
yes, hmm go on.
in Mexico, I think is very into the culture because from the well, it's a era that is called the golden era of the Mexican cinema. We have El Santo, that was an actor and also a wrestler, and he had a lot of movies, and then also appear some actors like Blue Demon and also other wrestlers. And nowadays are still some famous characters, and also we are very influenced by the WWE from
Oh
that's El
yeah.
Santo, and
Oh,
yeah, it's a very famous character of the Mexican culture of the 50s, 60s, where also a very important character was Cantinflas, is from that era.
uh-huh.
Um, and also, yeah, we are very influenced by the WWE from USA, but
That's
yeah, we
right.
still have some leagues of wrestling.
Yeah. In Indonesia, wrestling is not common, and boxing is not really common also. We have a sport, it's called silat. Um,
Sila.
it's hard to describe silat, but it's usually done in the villages, in the small villages in Indonesia, and it's a martial arts, but it combines many things. It's also silat can also be the story of the past. So they would tell a story and combine martial arts into the story, into the history of the country, and it also combines magic.
Oh,
Um,
magic.
yeah, we still have a lot of black magic here, not so much in cities, but in the villages. So usually a Silat person would also kind of be involved. It would incorporate the black magic, the Silat, and they believe that if you study Silat enough, that then you can change into different animals, for example, a tiger or an eagle, and those kind of things. Yeah. I'll show you the picture of the Silat. It just looks like karate from a distance, but usually there are special clothes worn, like this. So you would wear the karate costume, but with the sarong and
It's
usually a
beautiful.
special silat hat. Yeah. If you watch you can see the kind of magic involved in the silat now, that you can concentrate and you can push the other person like this, and they will fly backwards and into the air. So um, I've watched silat a lot, but I didn't see any magic.
Uh,
I was waiting.
do you know that capoeira has a similar story?
Ah,
Capoeira was invented by the slaves in the 18th century, but to hide the fight from the police, they dance. So when the police came, they was just dancing. It has
ah,
a similar a traditional movement. So during the dance, they take the hits or the attacks.
That's
Uh,
right.
uh,
It's similar.
yes,
That's
was
exactly.
a way to be prepared and hide the fight from the police.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a interesting
It's the
story.
other side of the world, but it's really similar. Yeah.
Yes, yes. They use a typical instrument called the berimbau. It's a arc. They
Uh-huh.
keep hitting with a stick, and the people
Oh,
singing while they are
the
fighting.
same. We also have it's like a traditional flute, but it's made from bamboo or wood, generally with bamboo. Um, and the music for the silat will will change. Yeah, it's a really nice music actually. I like it. But yeah, also they will use the music with the silat. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So we've talked about some violent sports. How about violent sports fans?
I think here in Brazil,
I
the fans
think
of soccer are more violent than UFC fans. We have a lot of
I think
problems with
because soccer,
the soccer
Ah,
fans.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think
And
because football is a very popular
yeah.
sport. It's turned in so many countries like a religion thing, so that cause very fanatic, like the hooligans or all the stuff that in Latin America
So
is
you
going
get
on. So yeah, I
hooligans
think
also, yeah? In Mexico also
yeah,
football hooligan. Oh yeah. I think British, at least English football hooligans had a really bad name
Yes,
maybe in the 80s, 90s, 2000. They're not, I don't hear any problems with them anymore, but it used to be a disaster. Like if a country knew they were playing England, they would close all the shops, yeah, and
yes,
nobody would be brave enough to open. Luckily, it's not. It's become more of a family occasion, I guess. Like usually dads and mums will take kids to football matches where in the past they probably it wouldn't be a very good idea to do that. So I think it's
hello. I think I'm out.
got better. Island.
Oh,
What's so there? Yeah.
do you freeze for me? But did you back?
Uh-huh. Mm. You have any idea, Enrique, why football fans?
yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's because uh, it's going like the people, and I think because most of the football fans are men, are focusing their emotions, like their negative
All
emotions,
that
to the
testosterone, yeah.
sport.
Yes,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
all that, and because of the how to say well, what is the word in English, like when it's all about the men, the patriarchy, or I think so, because
Yeah. Uh-huh.
of the yeah, because of the influence of the patriarchy, the
Yeah,
emotions have to go somewhere, and that escape, it's soccer or football. So
yes.
I
I
guess
think
so.
because
Uh-huh.
it's caused that much violence.
Do you think do you think a certain class of people watch football more? Um, what class would be the majority of people who watch football? Um, like if you compare football to golf, um, football can be suitable for anyone, absolutely anybody. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Whereas if you were to say, like about golf, most people would say, oh, I don't play golf. It's boring and it's a rich man's sport, kind of. Um, do you think the variation of the fans plays a factor too? Because you have fans from all walks of life rather than just one kind of category, I guess. Do you think that makes a difference? Or do you think it's just because football is so exciting and
Yes.
so tense
Yeah,
that people, like Enrique said, you need some kind of release? Yeah, so. Hmm.
do you know, 2 weeks ago, we had a popular match, soccer match, and the fans start to fighting at the end of the game, and a guy throw a glass to the people, and hit a head of a girl that dies in the field. The guy
She
that
died.
threw the glass was a medic here in Brazil. Magic has a high weight. Yes.
So it goes to
So
show that anybody can get
yes,
carried away then,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Was a sad story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh. There was an incident, it's not related to sport, but there was an incident in Singapore around 2 years ago. Singapore is mostly high-rise apartments, um, and there was one foreigner. I'm not sure, he was European, but I don't remember the country. Um, he had an apartment, and his apartment was on the floor, 2 floors above the swimming pool level. And there was a family at the swimming pool. They were celebrating a birthday of someone, and they were a little bit loud. And this guy took a wine bottle from his apartment
Oh.
and he threw it over the edge of his balcony. Um, and it didn't mean hit, and so they might be a little bit quieter, but it someone on the head and killed them. Um, so it just goes to show sometimes our emotions
Yes.
take over and we don't think properly. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. It's very difficult to imagine though, like someone playing tennis and they're all hitting each other with the rackets.
Yes, it's more safe. Is there
Yeah,
a net between the players?
that's right. um, that's which one? Why do people like violent sports, and are there any benefits to watching or playing violent sports? This is interesting. Yeah, why do people like violent sports?
Yes. I think it's part of us. I hear watching that movie Gladiator a few days ago, and the
Uh-huh,
people since Rome watch this kind of sport. I think it's part
uh-huh.
of us.
Part of our human DNA, then.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh, what about children? Do you think children should be allowed to watch or play violent sports?
Oh, I have three kids. Do you know? But they don't watch this kind of sport.
Uh-huh,
Just soccer, but no violent shows.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Enrique.
Well, I think this the emotion involved all of the about questions because yeah, I think if you have somewhere to put emotion like box to kick not someone but mm, the the punch bag
Uh,
or something like that. It's very you go like with karate, or some people point out you are getting the emotions to flow, and someone. I think it's very important to do that in a correct way with these sports, but not
Yeah.
to get in a limit that going to kill a person or something like
Yeah,
that.
not to go
To have a
too
control.
far. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, I guess we're out of time today.
Yes.
We only did one slide as well. Yeah. How did we manage to do that? It was really great to see both of you. Have a nice
Yes.
evening.
Thank you for your time. Nice to meet you,
You're
Henrik.
very welcome.
See you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Have a great day.